Oh, this is really nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although your eyes get quite dry. Mine does at least.
I could imagine.
Hey everybody, Adam Savage, and I am in the paint room at FBFX alongside Anadora. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so glad to finally meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
This is the first time we're meeting. This is not the first time we filmed in this room, and we've covered some beautiful objects in this room, many of which were painted by head painter Anadora here. I'm such an admirer of your work. It is great to finally actually get to do something with you. Yeah. Tell me what we're doing today.
So we're gonna do some painting on this kind of broken down breastplate that Joe broke down earlier, that I think he showed you, right?
We did a video about this. He showed me how he used CA glue and various techniques to create this sort of melted plasma blast metal. Yeah. And then he said they were sending that away for plating. Is this actual vacuum metallizing?
So this has been plated at a separate place. And so what we will do now is paint on top of it to make it look more real, or whatever we want it to look like, which is heated metal that has been shot with some sort of laser, or I don't really know.
And metal tends to change color when it melts.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's like a rainbow.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like a exciting thing to do, which we've done this before on some things here. We did it for other things.
Oh, right, things we can't talk about.
I don't know if I can say. So yeah,
totally fair. But this is a sort of a regular thing you guys do, is like interesting paint treatments on unique kind of materials that have to look real.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is kind of like a more fun one that we get to do, where it's colors, you know, like rainbows, and yeah, it's kind of like a fun thing that does actually happen to metal when it gets heated up. So it's quite an exciting little like.
I like that you're excited. I have done some burnt metal paint jobs, and I find them very difficult.
Oh,
I have found them quite difficult to get the balance of color right. So I'm really looking forward to learning from you.
Oh, cool. Well, it's kind of, it depends on like what you like it to be like. Some people would rather make it look a bit more cartoonish, whereas like the colors are quite intense, or you can make them a little bit less cartoony, or I guess more subtle. Yeah. I tend to go for a bit more subtle. I try to do a bit more extreme this time, just to make it look a bit more exciting.
Okay. But, when you're working on a picture, you would probably work up a set of samples to get the buy-off from production on, right?
Yes, we do a bunch of samples. Usually, it's not just a one thing, here you go, and they're happy. It usually does take a lot of time. And
well, and you guys are also often, I've seen so many different metallic surface treatments here, from Aquaman's costume to, you know, Roman armor and stuff like this. You're always working with these reflective paints, which are, they create their own problems and issues, don't they?
Oh yeah, big time. We have a lot of issues with a lot of the metallic finishes. It is quite a hard thing to achieve. Like obviously, if things are plated, that's great. And it's the easier way to go about it. But a lot of times if things need to be flexible, or it's forced done, or for whatever reason, it might not be the appropriate thing to use. So then we will have to use other options, like, you know, chroming, painting.
So this is on hard plastic. It's easy to plate, but it might have to be on foam rubber for some shot, and you have to make it look the same.
Yeah, exactly.
That's no fun.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's awful, actually.
Okay, so tell me where we start on a paint job. Is this your paint? This is, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
This is a little sample I did yesterday, quite quickly. It's obviously on a smaller piece, so it's a bit harder to give it the same effect. Like you're gonna have this, which is so much nicer because you have more space.
And a bigger canvas.
Yeah, exactly. So you can like, because it's hard to not make it look like a little circle. So like you have more room to kind of make it seem like it's faded into the metal, if that makes sense.
Do you go looking for reference for stuff like this?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I usually do have a lot of weird pictures on my phone.
Like
of just
jewelry making and other techniques that yield.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how many times I get told to do something and then I freak out and I'm just like Googling like, oh my God, what? Like, in the toilet, like, how to do this? I'm not even joking, I've done that.
No, I totally get it. Where do you start to generate this? Tell me where we begin.
So basically this would come back like this from the platers, and sometimes they top coat and sometimes they don't with a clear lacquer.
I actually want to point out one thing I think is really interesting is chrome plating is often like, it makes it hard to see something.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised the first time I had something plated and it was like, oh my God, it looks terrible. I have to actually kill a lot of the shine so that it looks properly shiny to my eye.
No, true. And also it's hard to see in general because it's so reflective. So if you have, let's say you're doing one now, that's okay. But if you have an army of 200 pieces per suit and you're just constantly spraying, after a while you just feel like you're going blind because of all the reflection constantly. So it's quite hard to keep continuity sometimes and be like, did I do enough? Did I not? Like,
you have to step back, maybe go away for the day.
Yeah, but we don't have time for that. So.
No, we don't. Okay.
So yeah, basically what I would do now is either lacquer it first and kind of protect it in a way with a clear lacquer.
Oh,
or
create a barrier coat?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that. You don't have to.
Okay.
It's just more for safety sometimes. And sometimes you don't have time either, so you just kind of have to roll with it. But what I would do now is kind of depends, but now I'm using these which are they're alcohol-based.
Very, very thin.
Yes, but they're also quite pigmented, which is nice, and you can dilute them with some IPA or if you have any type of like alcohol that is a high percentage.
And it sticks to this and doesn't beat up.
No, so that sticks to that with an airbrush. If you have, obviously, if you blast it, it will not. It will just completely beat up. But if you just gently work yourself up to a color, then you're fine.
Okay.
The only thing about alcohol inks is that they do react to each other. So the alcohol they will react to. So if you do blast it too harshly, it will start like
melting the coat underneath it.
Yeah, exactly. It might melt the coat underneath, and it might also like the different colors will react to each other and then create like a quite a cool effect, but it's not what you want in this, where it like kind of beats from each other and it creates little like circles around and like a texture, which is kind of cool for weathering for other things. But for this particularly, where you want like a nice even color, is not the best.
All these little techniques and little understandings you come to, do you keep a notebook or is it all just in here?
I keep a notebook that's very messy, and a lot of it is in my head, and then sometimes I go back to the notebook, but sometimes I wish I wrote more things down because I just forget.
I will tell you that as you get older, I used to have a incredible memory for everything I built, and about 10 years ago it just started and now I actually watch my videos to see how I did something because I can't remember.
Well, that's good then.
Oh no, I have a record at least.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes I'll watch my own video and be like, I wonder what I do next.
No, yeah.
Oh, that's a right solution.
But maybe it's fun because then you get to have the whole like, I kind of like the R&D phase, so it's kind of like you get to do it all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like unseeing a film to see it again and be excited again, you know what I mean?
So you don't have to hit the plating with urethane, with the lacquer before the alcohol paints, but you would often, in general, do that.
Sometimes I would, but sometimes also, it's the thing with chemicals where sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
Like sometimes it decides like, no, today we're not going to work. So then what you thought would work isn't working anymore. So sometimes
that might be humidity or temperature.
Exactly, or just they've just turned on you basically. Sometimes
they're fickle.
Yeah, but. Sometimes it will also react to the plating, so it really
fascinating.
is. Yeah,
you can't count on anything.
No, that's the thing with chemicals. You can't really count on anything working ever.
All right. So what's the first coat that you lay down in the paint job like this?
So I usually start with the golden brown color.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you could start the other way around as well, but I just personally feel for some reason safer because I kind of map out a little bit of like a parameter, I guess, of like where I want it to be. Yeah. And then I work inwards. And then I just usually go over again. So in this one, I just mixed, oops, sorry. I should probably put some gloves on. Sorry. So I just mixed some like brownish orange colors and some yellow.
Those will be the sort of very outer ring of discoloration?
Yeah, yes. And then in the other one, I just mixed some pink and blue to make it a little bit of a purple. And then there's a blue in the middle. And obviously these are very extreme colors, but we will tone them down as well to not look so intense.
I can get steel almost to this color.
Yeah, I have seen pictures of it looking like that. I think it's just that sometimes when you see things painted and you know it's painted, it looks more fake.
Totally,
you know what I mean?
totally.
Because
I will say one thing, that when you're heating steel up to get to this,
it
has a momentum. So I was taught to heat it on a thing of brass swarf to make it a very even heat. And then when you see the color of blue you want, you drop it in water, stop it.
Oh, okay, really?
Because otherwise it can go further than the blue you like, I have discovered. Yeah, the hard way. Okay.
That's exciting though.
Shall we paint?
Yeah, let's do that.
Amazing.
So we should put some gloves on.
All right.
I have never played around with the alcohol-based color.
Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, I just kind of build it up really slowly. Because I don't really like, because I can't really show you on this because I'll make it awful, but sorry, you can't really see it at first. You kind of have to like slowly put a color down.
Oh, so you're not even worrying about the middle. You're just doing the outer reaches. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't want the colors to like mix completely into each other because then they will start making different colors. So I just kind of make an outline, like a circle around of where I kind of want, like how far I want it out. So I don't know if you have an opinion on like how far should it go, like because you have experience with this.
Oh,
so,
yeah. It's a good question. It would probably be less wide here where you see less of the melty and wider here where you see more of the melty.
Okay, so should we do it wider here and like tighter around here?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, this is kind of good then because now I can learn from you as well, like what actually would happen.
I see what you mean about it being hard to see on the chrome.
Oh, you can't see anything.
No, you can't see it at all. You have to kind of constantly change your vantage point.
Yeah, you kind of have to like move around a lot and kind of just trust that something is coming out.
Right.
But it looks like it will take ages, but it takes a bit of time for a second, and then once you have like that initial color, you can just then build it up, you know. But yeah, you just kind of try and.
It's so subtle.
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't know, I kind of prefer building up. I know some people would probably just go like, are maybe more ballsy than I am. But,
Sure.
But I just kind of like the subtlety first and then choose myself whether I think it's too much or not. Because I always think it's better to like be able to go harder than going backwards is a bit hard.
I tend to be the other way. I tend to go way too fast, too quickly, and then
really?
my best paint jobs are usually happen when I'm removing my worst paint jobs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good as well, though. I think sometimes I'm just like too scared. I always think like, do I know what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah, I think that every time I start to paint.
It's scary, isn't it?
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It always feels existential.
Yeah. I always think, maybe I'm not good at this, you know? And then at the end, you're always fine. But yeah, I kind of build it up as much as I feel it should do.
Right.
I don't know if you want to give it a go.
Yeah, can I?
Try. Yeah, of course.
All right. Oh, okay. Ah, there we go. Sorry, I hadn't pulled back.
Yeah, it feels kind
Uh-huh. Oh my God, I can see. I would imagine if you're doing dozens of these, you start to go blind.
of... Yeah, you do. Quite a lot.
Ah, I went too fast there.
That's okay. That's fine.
All right.
I kind of embrace accidents. I think it's good to...
All right, I think I've screwed this one up enough.
No.
All right, we're going to the second color.
Okay.
Or are you good? Do you feel like...
So, I kind of would be tempted to leave it at that. Just at first. Just because I want to see. This is me just being a bit of a coward again. Like, I just
you may come back and add more, but you want to see how it balances.
Yeah, because I don't want it to go too crazy. So I just kind of clean out my airbrush with some IPA in between, nothing too...
I love these airbrushes for how easy they are to clean.
Yeah, they're so easy. They're just great airbrushes.
Yeah, that's the same kind I use.
And I'm quite messy as well and like a bit sloppy, so that says a lot about the durability of this.
And so I'm assuming that the second color will be the middle color, the purplish.
Yes, so we're gonna go in with the purple now, which The purple and the blue are easier to mix in together because they kind of complement each other, so it won't be too bad if you mix too much or overlap too much. I just don't like overlapping the brown too much because if you lose that kind of like brown color, I feel like it kind of changes it into not like the desired effect.
You want to have the proper relationship.
Yeah, you kind of want it to kind of overlap a little bit, but not too much. So just checking that the right color is coming out.
All right.
And then we want to then go.
Oh, look at that. Terrifying.
It's so scary. So the thing with the Copic inks is that in the beginning they look slightly like you can see like a little bit dotted out.
Yeah.
But once you start working with them a bit more, it kind of changes. I think it's like I'm trying not to like do, so like this little splodge, we can like kind of go over, and that's kind of nice because then we kind of make it not look like just like a circle. We kind of want it to go a bit everywhere.
It breaks up the line.
Exactly. And I kind of do the purple a bit darker as well. And just kind of go a bit rogue in some areas. And just go a bit further in. But yeah, you don't want it to look like... It's really hard to make something look like you haven't like thought too much about it, you know?
I know.
Like, you can tell that someone's overthought it big time.
I'm learning a lot just watching you go.
Well, that's good.
I'm already starting to see a narrative of heat transfer.
Yeah, you reckon? I'm always like, I always get really unsure when I'm doing this. I'm like, is this right or? But yeah, you kind of just want to go a bit back and forth. I don't like hyper focusing on one area because then I start making it look funny. So, but I just kind of, I think sometimes you have to step away a bit and just be making sure that you're not hyper focusing on one single place.
I feel like you should end up with some purple on this flat here.
Do you reckon? Okay, I was thinking about it and then I got scared. So you said that. I'm glad you said that. I need someone to like sometimes says stuff like this to me, so I'm like not constantly just like hyper focusing.
Do you guys ever in the room when you're painting with other painters lean over to each other and be like, you might want to do that thing there?
Yeah, or just like, does this look bad? Or,
yes, yeah.
do you think this looks good? Or just like, yeah, you have to. I think that's really important to ask other people.
I love painting. Painting might be my favorite part of making, but I also love painting with other people.
Yeah.
It's such a great feedback.
It's so much fun. It is also, I love when I get to meet other people that paint or have other techniques or things that I haven't done before.
Right, yeah.
Where you're just like, you can share. I think some people are very secretive and like are kind of like, oh, this is mine, but...
I don't have much use for those people.
Sorry?
I don't have much use for those people.
No, exactly.
I mean, I just really, I'm only here for a short time. I'm here to pass on what I know.
Exactly. It's nice to like have a bit of a community as well and just say, oh, if that didn't work for you, maybe try this or...
Well, also, I think that people mistake why they get hired. Being really good at your job is one reason you get hired, but being easy to work with is another one.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's better to be easy to work with. So, what do you reckon?
I feel like, a little purple in there maybe. Right.
Well, that's some extra. Like that?
Feeling like it looks really wonderful. And of course, I can't tell because this blue's not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. And also, as I said, like, right now I feel like this might look a bit strange and that I might want to, like, change it a bit. But afterwards we can go back in again with, like, I feel like maybe I should have done more brown.
Right. And you could come in and widen the brown or change the parameters a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I'm happy to be able to do that again. So
cleaning out the purple and now to the blue, which strikes me as both the most fun and most scary part.
Yes. I always feel like it looks kind of cartoonish when I do this after.
It's sort of amazing in person when you do it. When you heat and you watch that
I would love to watch
discoloration
that.
travel.
Yeah, I've seen like videos online, but I feel like it's probably quite different when you're like creating it yourself and you can see the change of it.
I think it's an excursion you should try at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be dangerous to.
It's relatively safe.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can do it
cool.
with a blowtorch in a few minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If we have one, I might try later then. Cool. So now the scary part, which is the blue. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
So this blue is quite strong. And as you can see, I might have like flooded it a little bit, but that's fine. Would you like to try the scary part? Would you like to have a go with the scary bit?
Thank you. Oh my God, this is so much fun.
It's really nice, isn't it? It's like satisfying. It's also nice because it's pretty.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. I find myself wanting to darken it even.
Oh yeah. We'll put some darker colors on top after
To bring
make
it together.
Yeah, because it looks
Yeah, it looks a little garish.
a bit
at this
too much.
point.
Yeah, exactly.
I also end up bringing my phone out a lot for paint jobs so I can see how the camera looks
Oh,
at it,
yeah,
which is also very
same.
different than how my eye does.
Yeah, we actually did a job recently where I constantly had to check with my camera because it looked almost black in real life. Yeah. But then on camera, it was a completely different color, and it was great. It was very fun.
Well, yeah, and working in film, I'm sort of built to do a camera type paint
Yeah,
job.
exactly.
Tell me what you think.
Lovely. That looks great.
That's so much fun. Okay,
Very
so
fun. So I think we need to now bring some of it a bit more together.
yeah, so how do you do that?
So basically, I would, obviously it's a little bit boring because you have to go back a bit.
Yeah.
But I would probably just quickly clean this out. Which is a bit more annoying with the blue, but
It's harder to get out. It's really.
yeah, you just don't want it to contaminate the orange because it'll
right,
go
right.
green. So, which is also an issue when we're going to lacquer it later, where if you put any black in it that has a blue undertone, then your brown will go green.
Ah.
So I would probably just go and overlap a bit more and maybe try and like bring it more in to like on top of the purple to make the purple also feel a bit like warm.
More blended?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like
I see what it's doing there. It's adding a much more of a gradient where the purple and the brown meet.
yeah, exactly. And it looks kind of nice with the warm brown on top of the purple.
It totally does.
It makes it look a bit more warm, I guess, like it's hot.
There's a point about 70% into any paint job where I'm sure that I've messed it up.
Oh, same.
I'm positive in that.
I don't know how many things I've put under the table because I'm like, no one needs to see this. Because I've maybe given up too early. I feel like often when you think you messed it up, there's often a way to bring it back, you know?
It's amazing. You've added the least amount of paint of any step here, but it's done the most amount of sort of cohesion on the purple and brown.
Yeah, I think it makes it look, it kind of brings it together. I do think like maybe we need to put a bit more purple. Like I'm sure we could
Yeah, I think
put
you're right.
a bit more brown inwards so it doesn't look too purple. But yeah, I think it's kind of getting
I
there.
think that's great. This definitely feels
Oh,
really
Lord.
right.
You know what? I did a thing that I'm not supposed to do.
What's that?
Grant's gonna kill me. I didn't put the lid on.
Oh!
And now I made a
you can smell it,
Yeah. So now I ruined it.
I'm always doing that.
Oops.
I don't have any lids. No,
I had to find this for this exclusively because I keep losing them. And this one doesn't even fit. I don't know why. Because I lost all my lids, I had to buy them online. But I think they just don't fit anymore.
It's too bad you guys don't have any 3D printers here.
Oh yeah, I know, right? So
now coming back in with the purple, just going through the same process again.
Yeah, so would you like to touch up the purple?
Oh, I would love to. Oh, it's so subtle.
It is very subtle. I don't think this is for everyone in terms of using the inks, but I kind of enjoy the subtlety of it.
Yeah, it feels tricky. Oh, I spilled.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no,
I was ready to take the blame.
No, don't do that.
But I see, so much is happening. And you can kind of, your eye sort of tells, finding my eye is like, yeah, you should put some more purple over here.
Yeah, I feel like I can go in circles and just like do more and more and more and just kind of like, oh, but maybe a bit more here. And then,
Also, holding it in different orientations. My father was a painter.
Oh, really?
And would often look at his paintings from as far away as he could.
Oh, cool.
Right? Or he'd turn them upside down.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'd turn them upside down and look at them in a mirror just to see from as far away as he could how it balanced.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I know.
Nice. My dad is also a painter, actually, so he doesn't do that, though.
Yeah, I can see how the purple changes the blue significantly.
Yeah, it does.
But just blends. Oh, wow. Whew.
Because then you can also go in, like, afterwards we'll lacquer and we'll put a bit more black and stuff around the edges so it doesn't look like so crazy and flashy, you know what I mean?
Tell me what you think, boss.
I think it looked great.
I feel like
you did a good
really
job.
fine.
Yeah, it's a shame you spilled, but apart from that, I'm just kidding. You didn't. That was me.
All right, so just to recap, this was, you started with the outer color first, the brown, you did the purple interior, then you did the blue inside, and then you went and did the same thing again in order to tie it together.
Yeah, that's just kind of how I do it. I think some people might also want to do it a different way where they just kind of go full in and go quite intense color immediately. And that's for the brave. I'm not like that. I like working my way to it. So
you
that's
like
how I do it.
The subtlety of the alcohol inks really works for your process of creeping up on the paint job.
Exactly. I feel like I need like a bit of warm up first to be like, okay.
The most surprising thing for me is how hard it is to see at the beginning how much the chrome inhibits your ability.
Yes.
And then how like you're going on muscle memory for the first what feels like 20-30% until it starts to come to something.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite hard to see in the beginning, and often when we do paint on things like this, which is plated, it's so reflective that it's very hard to see what's going on sometimes. But you just kind of have to trust that you know what you're doing.
I was really impressed with what the purple did on that last step of like making the blue more interesting without changing its color too much.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite nice. It's just nice how those colors like perfectly blend in together and just make it look quite real. Obviously, it still needs some stuff to look proper real, but yeah.
So I'm curious, there must be times when the art department tells you, we want these colors to be used, and you're like, wow, those are just terrible colors. And then you execute the job and you're like, I was wrong, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it can happen sometimes, but not all the times.
Not all the time.
No, it obviously it isn't up to us. We're fulfilling a brief and trying to make a client happy, and hopefully that's what we do. And but I am wrong often, if I'm honest. I don't always see it.
Fair.
That's why I'm not a designer.
Okay, so what is the next step for bringing this into its final boss position?
So I would probably go in with some lacquer to darken down this metallic color because it's
just to bring its value down.
Yeah, because it is quite shiny and reflective, and we usually would never send anything out that hasn't been top coated or knocked down a bit in terms of reflection, because on camera that just doesn't
Yeah,
fly.
reflection is too reflective. I like to point out to people that the golden idol in Raiders of the Lost Ark is not reflective in the main scene you see it in.
No, they don't like it at all, especially because you can see people in it as well. So if you have a camera crew around you, you don't want to see them in the background. That kind of kills the effect a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh, this is really nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although your eyes get quite dry. Mine does at least.
I could imagine. God, it's so subtle, but it's so important.
Yeah, big time.
I feel like that's great.
I have two takeaways from the spray booth. One is those masks with the forced air are really nice.
They're very nice.
I haven't tried one of those. Anadora, I'm just so blown away by how subtle that urethane dark pass was, but also how not subtly it sort of tied this whole thing together.
Yeah, exactly. I actually forgot to say it earlier, but if you do alcohol paints, like if anyone wants to try it, it needs to be sealed. So doing a 1K on top is often a good idea just to seal it, but also it does tie it in because now it's like kind of sandwiched with the rest of it.
Look, I think of this, well, actually, so there's another pass. You want to do a little bit of black on this? Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like kind of just a little bit of splatters. Obviously, there's so much more you could do to this. Like I would usually put some black wash on it, and
you might even do some
tiny,
black lines coming out.
or just like some silver chips from like where things are like scraped under it. But obviously that would be way longer.
Sure.
But one thing that I would do on this is just kind of grab some black paint on a chipped brush. And a lot of people who do, you know, any type of painting do this quite often, but then just kind of...
Oh, you're just adding a little bit of like blast
add
radius.
a bit of, yeah, I guess something has shot whoever this is. And so it's just kind of nice to add a bit of, first of all, black, just to make it look like some sort of burnt things have happened, but also just some sort of splatter where it looks like there's been like an impact kind of thing.
Again, it's adding so much for just the tiny amount of speckle that it's really actually adding.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can go like more intense, like maybe around the holes, like if you've done what I did and made like spilled a bit, you can pretend that never happened and like just put a bit extra on there just to pretend, you know, that never happened. It's fine.
I love this. You know, I always think of this, Anadora, as burnt metal as maybe one of the most difficult paint jobs to execute, and you just made it really easy and straightforward to understand.
Oh.
Not necessarily easy to execute, but like this is really, really lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Dude.
I still find it hard sometimes. I would say, you know how it is when you paint and you just never are happy, and you think, you go back and you look at it and you're like, oh wow, that's awful.
So because this is my regular experience with painting. It's my favorite part, but I'm always in the middle of it convinced I'm just screwing it up royally.
Exactly.
That never goes away?
No.
Okay.
I always, well, maybe in the moment I think, okay, this is okay. And then you see it out on the big screen and you're like, oh, this is exciting. But then you're like, oh, I wish I could do that differently now.
Well, the other thing about that urethane sealer is it killed a lot of the reflectiveness of this, but not in an important way that makes it feel less metallic. In fact, it makes it feel more metallic.
Yeah, I think that sometimes people think that if something is highly shiny, then it looks more real. But actually for us, putting that extra lacquer on with the tint, like this one has a bluish black tint in it, makes such a big difference. So we would never do something just a clear lacquer. We'd always put something else on it because it just makes it look a bit more real.
Dude, I'm so glad we finally got to meet. Thank you so much for the amazing lesson.
Thank you. Learned a lot from you as well, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That's really nice.
Fabulous.